Hi, my name's Hannah. I am a Ron Paul supporter and I live in the state of Minnesota, and I would like to see him become the endorsed Republican candidate for president here from our state. And I'd like to tell you how to do that. We have a caucus system in the state of Minnesota. So some states have primaries where people just go and they vote, and the person who gets the most votes, that person becomes the endorsed candidate. Here in Minnesota, we apparently like meetings because we vote for people who go to another meeting, and those people vote for the nominee. So that's all caucuses are, is you're just picking. This is the dirty little secret, is that if you know how to vote, you can have a big impact at the caucus. And the caucus, here's the important thing. It is this Tuesday, February 7th, at 7 p.m. So this is the only day that is open to the public, and it is open to the public. That's another dirty little secret. It doesn't matter whether you are a Republican, Democrat, Independent, Anarchist, Socialist, Communist, whatever ism that you happen to ascribe to, or not at all, you are welcome to come. So please come this Tuesday, 7th at 7. Think Bruce Almighty, if you remember that, the 7th at 7. And well, registration begins at 6:30, but you actually need to be in your classroom with your precinct, those are your neighbors, at 7 o'clock. So how do I find where I'm gonna go, right? You need to know where you're gonna go. So what you do, Google the Minnesota GOP precinct finder. So Google the precinct finder, and then that'll take you to a page where you can just type in your address, and it'll pop up with a church or a city building or a school maybe, where you will go, and that's where you're going to caucus on the night of the 7th. And so you will, and it will also tell you what your precinct is. So you'll go to that building, and those people, then when you get to registration, you'll enter the building, there'll be a registration table, and those people will tell you what room it is that you're going to meet with your precinct. But before you do that, you need to decide, if you've decided that you are going to caucus, you need to go to this website, minnesotaforpaul.com. Go to mn4paul.com. Go there and tell them, I'm going to caucus for Ron Paul on Tuesday, so that they know who you are. That way that they'll know who you are, and to support you if you're going to be a delegate, or so that you know what neighbors of yours that you need to support, because they're also Ron Paul supporters. So so go to mn4paul.com and enter your name in, tell them that you're going to caucus, and that you're going to caucus for Ron Paul, and then you will know who they are. So here's how it's going to work. On the night of the caucus, there'll be a kind of an MC, but we call him a convener. You'll have, in your room, you'll have someone who serves as the MC of the night, and that person at some point, here's the only important thing that is going to happen that night. A lot of other things are going to happen. There'll be like a straw poll, and they'll elect officers, and maybe some resolutions, some Robert's Rules type stuff. I make a motion, do I get a second, any discussion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we don't care about any of that stuff. The straw poll's not binding. What we do care about is this, that we're going to elect people who will go on to the convention and choose the nominee, and those people are called delegates and alternates. And so what the MC will do is they'll say that they're opening the floor for nominations for delegates, and then at that point you could say, yeah, I'd like to be a delegate, or you could nominate somebody else to be a delegate, maybe a Ron Paul supporter who's not there, and hey, who knows, they could get it. So nominate other people that from your precinct, or yourself or whoever, but they will write names down, and they will keep writing names down as long as the nominations keep coming in, and then they will close the nominations, and then you will take a vote, and you will vote for them, and depending on how many spots are allocated to your precinct, my precinct has 8 delegates that will come from my precinct, so that's how many spots we will fill for delegates. And then we'll also fill alternates, and alternates are people who will go to the convention and vote in the event that the delegate cannot make it. So so delegates and alternates are just people who vote on your behalf. That's all it is. You're just electing representatives to vote for you. So there's pretty much all you need to know. In Minnesota, the caucus system is not it's not a high level of participation, so it's an easy thing to have a lot of influence in. And Ron Paul really only needs about 2% of his supporters to show up in order to take the endorsement. So it's a really good bet. So if you have friends who are Ron Paul supporters, please give them a call. Have them watch this video. Tell them that they need to go and that there's something that they need to do on the 7th, because after the 7th, after Tuesday, it's no longer open to the public and they can't participate anymore. But yeah, do give them a call and let them know and tell them to come on board. So thank you for your time, and let's endorse the best president that we've ever had.